Hello everybody, and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I will take my old Nikkor-O Auto aperture 2, and it's a 35mm lens. And I would like to show you how you can declick if you want to make videos or film movies. And it has a quite noisy click. So how can we do that? Well, it's actually quite easy, because we need to take off the mount with the 5 screws, then unscrew the one screw that is the connection screw from the aperture ring, the outer, to the inner inside here somewhere. And then I will use some Liqui-Moly. It's a lithium blue, nice color, to make it more, what do you say, kind of stiff, so it's not too loose. If I use the other, the LM47 for helicoils, I think it would be too light in the movement. So but let's jump into it. We need a screwdriver which could be a 2.4mm. I think it would fine here. Yeah, it's fine. It's a 2.4mm flathead screwdriver, nothing really special. You can get them from hardware stores. So yeah, let's get into it. What do you say, character? So off with the let's set the aperture ring to 16 and then take off the mount. So this is it. And we cannot just take off the aperture ring because of the screw here on the back. So I will just unscrew it fully. So it's quite long. So it is, as you can see. And then we can just pull it off. That's it. Now, to actually get rid of the click function, we need to take off the little plate here. There's kind of a spring to make the click inside the aperture ring here. But we do not need it. So, but before taking off that, if you would like to put your lens back to normal, it's a good idea to just make a scratch here on the back where the spring sits, so you know exactly the position. So there, that's fine. That's it. So now we can actually unscrew this little spring, the 2 screws. I use a 1.8mm flathead screwdriver. The screws are quite small, so take care of them, keep them. You will probably, maybe not, use them again. And of course the tiny spring. Okay, wait, let that go. And take it off. That's it. And then we can just put the aperture ring on again and say, okay. But you can see it's quite loose. I can just use my finger, and maybe it's too loose when moving for making a smooth movement. So I will simply just add a little. Doesn't have to be much. Where did it go? Yeah. And we can just grab a little. It seems to be much, a lot, but it isn't. I mean, I can just put it here. I can always take it, clean it away if it's too much. And then spread it a little. Maybe it has to have more. It's quite soft, this grease. Just bought it. So I would like to see how it reacts to maybe focusing helicoils, I don't know. But it's just a test. Maybe it has to be more stiff grease. Let's see. But just have an idea of how good or bad it is. Maybe it should be some silicone grease. I don't know. But it has a more stiff feeling. So I think it could be a good thing. Maybe I have to add the grease somewhere here. Maybe it's, let's see, it has to be, where did it go? Here. And maybe it has to be on the ring, on the edge here. Maybe it's too much, maybe not. We don't know yet. The good thing with this grease, I think it doesn't separate like many other grease I have tried. So I think this, yeah, it's a good feeling. And then set the ring, the aperture ring, to 16 again, and put in the screw here on the back. And since you haven't moved anything else, only the aperture ring, it should be possible to just put the screw in here and just screw it in again. Maybe you have to catch the little fork inside, wiggle a little with the aperture ring, and then catch it, and then you should see the movement of the aperture. And the spring inside the lens assembly is not strong enough to pull the aperture ring back. But I don't think it's not correct again. No, yet. It has to be moved slightly more. You can see maybe it has to be there. Okay, we can do another thing just to find out where the exact position is. We can just look through here and then move the inner aperture ring all the way over here. You can see there is a little tension from the spring inside. So catch the hole here, as you can probably see here. Slide it over. Okay. So there. And then put in the screw. Catch the thread in here. So there, and then fully screwed in. And will it catch? No, it will not. And it can sometimes be a problem to have to screw, but when using a little dentist tool or sharp pointy tool, maybe, no, so we can just fully close it. Okay, there. Oh, it was a little over, so it should be something like there, and hopefully it will work. Should be there. You see the little plastic thingy here? When you put the aperture ring over, it has to come down at this point here. And then let's see how it will go. Yeah. I think it will work, hopefully. But it's a way of doing it. Maybe you can go in the, oh gosh, has to catch the thread there, and then screw it in. No, should be quite easy in a way. We can just see maybe here, try to move this ring, and you can see there is not in correct position. And since I set some marks when I disassemble the lens, when I re-grease it, it's good to have some points. Oh, that was wrong position. So there, and do it again. Let's see here. It will. So there. Yeah, now you can see the inner aperture ring here is actually moving. And then, but the aperture is not fully closed, but it will happen when I put on the mount. See the pin down here? Hopefully you can see it. Should be easy to see here. This pin down here is pulled back by the aperture connection here. So when I put it on, the fork here has to come over to the little pin in here, catch it, and then when I move the mount, it should be possible to open and close the aperture by moving the aperture ring, and it seems to be very good. So I can just add the 5 screws around here on the mount and say that's all fine. Then I have declicked my my old lens to be used with as a sign lens. Just add the screws here. So catch the thread. So there. And can just take the last two screws. And so there. And the last screw. So that's actually quite simple to have an old lens modified for making videos, and you can see there's no noise, and it's just very smooth in the movement. Maybe it has to be another kind of grease, maybe silicone grease, but I like the focusing ring, which I re-grease with the LM47. But as you can see, now I have a D-click Nikon lens, which is quite simple. So hope you can use the info just for note. Keep those parts here. Maybe you will use the lens for taking photos again sooner or later. But that's it for me. So hope you enjoy the content of this stuff. Bye bye.